go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody, East, West, North, South, worldwide, and welcome to the All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns postgame show. As the Browns, unfortunately, fell victim to the Baltimore Ravens, 41-17, which takes the Browns' record to 0-2 on the season. Next up will be the Green Bay Packers. I got a couple of things I want to say as far as this game goes. Like I said, stay with me, everybody. I'm up here sharing my show. That's all I'm doing. I'm up here sharing my show. Stay with me, everybody. But another week, another loss for the Browns. Sad part is the defense played pretty well, but the offense, that's another thing in mind and everything. And I got a couple of things to say about that offense and everything real quick. But like I said, first off, go on my captions here. Let's see. The chat lines are open. Feel free to holler at me. The chat lines are definitely open today, as the Cleveland Browns dropped to 0-2. 0-2. Imagine that. Doesn't surprise me, and it can really get ugly and stuff at 0-6. Now, I'm going to get into the Browns being offensive and Browns offense and special teams being very offensive. But first, I'm going to go to our sponsor real quick. Here we go. Anointed Angel Apparel, where faith, family, and fashion come together. From stylish t-shirts and cozy sweatshirts to dazzling bling rhinestone shirts that shine with purpose. We design every piece with God at the center. But we don't stop there. Discover personalized tumblers, beautiful photo slates, custom engraving, and even UV 3D textured home decor items that makes your house a home. In every design, Anointed Angel Apparel carries a message of hope, faith, and love, because we're more than a brand. We're a family business devoted to lifting up the name of Jesus. Shop with us today and wear your faith boldly. Anointed Angel Apparel, where your testimony becomes your style. Email anointedangel.apparel.com for a custom consultation. Okay, and I'm back. The Browns lose today, 41-17 to the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm going to get to this because I'm going to be straight up and be honest. Straight up, straight down. The Cleveland Browns offense and special teams are very offensive. Very offensive. Who I'll start first with the special teams? Well, they allowed a big return that resulted in 3 points. And they also allowed a punt block. Nobody really block punts anymore. A punt block. Imagine that. Which opened the floodgates for the Ravens to score their first touchdown of the game, in which they had a short field. Now, I'm going to say the offense was offensive. Was it 2 or 3 turnovers? Let's see. Let's see. 1 interception by Flacco, a fumble by Flacco, 2 turnovers, which led to 2 touchdowns. Block punt leads to a touchdown. And a big kick return led to a field goal. That's 24 points right there. 24 points right there. Right there. The offense looked pedestrian. Very pedestrian. Then you have the running game. It was improved a little by the addition of Quinshon Judkins, but nothing really to get excited over. Nothing at all to get excited over. I mean, for real. Nothing to get excited over. I mean, Joe Flacco was 25 of 45 for 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Quinshon Judkins ran the ball 10 times for 61 yards. Receiving, Jared Judy had 4 receptions for 51 yards. Harold Fannin had 5 receptions for 48 yards. David Njoku, 4 receptions for 40 yards. But the offense looked very offensive. And I'm just going to say this. I don't know if it's the scheme, the play calling, or what, but the offense is very pedestrian. Very pedestrian. I mean, there's no imagination to the offense at all. It's nothing to the offense at all. I mean, to be honest, you look on the route trees and stuff like that, the receivers aren't getting open. There's nothing to be desired with this offense at all. And the thing is, this is all on Kevin Stefanski. Because before he had everybody to blame stuff on, as far as thing is blame stuff on. He had everybody else to blame. This is on him. This is on him. What's up, Mike Coleman? I say they finished at the end of the season 2-14. Ooh, I hope not. But it don't look good, Mike. For real. It don't look good at all. I hope not. But with this offense that is very offensive, it's hard for me to disagree, my man. Hard for me to very disagree. Because, I mean, the special teams have been horrible since well, actually, the special teams have been horrible before. But they're horrible now with what's my guy? Ventrone running the special teams. They've been horrible. And they're horrible now. And the offense is horrible. The offense is horrible. Mike, you are absolutely right. I agree with you 110%. They should play the rookie quarterbacks because, Mike, I'm going to be honest with you, in which I'm going to get to a little in a few minutes. I've honestly have seen enough of Mr. Flacco. I have seen enough. I have totally seen enough of Mr. Flacco. But I'm going to get to that in a couple of minutes and everything. But this offense looks putrid. And it's all on Stefanski this time. It's all on Stefanski. Ain't no one else to blame. You done hired all the people you wanted and all that. It's all on Kevin. And this is why I said at the end of last year, I said it the year before, or the year before the playoff year. I said it, Kevin Stefanski should have been gone. Should have been gone. So, Jimmy, you've made the same mistake twice. I remember when the Browns went 1-31 with Hugh Jackson. And they went 0-16, and Hugh Jackson should have been fired. What did Jimmy do? He kept Hugh Jackson. And he kept Hugh Jackson, and he signed him to an extension. Yes, the rookies do need game experience, Mike. You're right. They do. Might as well get it now because, like I said, he kept Hugh Jackson, where truthfully, he should have been fired after that 0-16. Kevin Stefanski should have been fired last year after 3-14. The bottom had fell out. The bottom had fell out. You couldn't blame. This year, you got no one to blame. You ain't got Deshaun Watson to blame. He's on PUP. You ain't got Ken Dorsey to blame. Y'all just jettisoned up out of here. Y'all ain't got Andy Dickerson to blame. Y'all jettisoned him up out of here too. And what we got is a pedestrian offense, no running game. Yes, I agree with that too, Mike. The general manager should go. Matter of fact, the whole combination should have been gone at the end of last year. They should have been gone. They should have been dismissed pronto, gone, out. But what Jimmy did again, he made the royal mistake. Because if you're going to draft quarterbacks, I don't want Barry and Stefanski to have nothing to do with that. And this year, which so far doesn't look like it's going to be much better than last year, according to looking at things with the offense, because the offense look abysmal right now. And like I said, Stefanski and Barry should have been gone. They should have been gone last year. Should have been gone. But no! Jimmy decides to keep him around, sign him to extensions and whatever. And this is the mess that we have. Week 1. The kicker couldn't get right. So we lose to the Bengals. Week 2. The offense and the special teams can't get right. So guess what? We lose to the Ravens. And to be honest, the sad part with the Ravens is I thought the Browns actually had a chance in this game at half. Because the defense, for the most, played decently. But you can't keep putting the defense in horrible situations. You can't keep putting the defense in horrible situations. Punt block. Ball's deep in the defense territory. Deep in Browns territory. So the Ravens going to score a touchdown. Short field. Interception off a horrible decision by Joe Flacco. Short field again, 3 yards or whatever. So guess what? Baltimore goes for it on 4th down and scores a touchdown. Well, I don't know if they went for it on 4th down or whatnot, but the result is a touchdown. Interception. Then Flacco gets sacked, fumbles, 61-yard fumble return. That's the game. And that means your defense is gassed because they keep having to go out on the field after every 3 and out. And the defense is gassed. And the defense is good because I've seen some good things today on defense. Flacco was trash. I already knew. What's up, Sean? You're right. Yeah, yeah. Kevin should have been gone. But your defense is gassed. Keep going back out there after every three and out that the offense had. They keep going back out there after every turnover, every special teams gaffe they have. By the time the season over, the defense ain't going to be no good. The defense is not going to be any good at all. And like I said, it's bad with the Browns. It's bad with the Browns, which leads me to this, because I'm not going to hold everybody's time unless you want to keep chatting and hit me up, keep hitting me up and everything. This is what I have seen enough of Flacco. It's bad. Joe Flacco looks like a 40-year-old man out there. 40-year-old quarterback. Thank you, Joe, for the memories of 2 years ago when we went to the playoffs and everything, but he looks like a 40-year-old quarterback. He looks like a 40-year-old quarterback. And and all I'm gonna say is this: Flacco, it's time to have that meeting of the minds. Even though I hear Kevin Stefanski still say Flacco is the starting quarterback, keep trotting him out there, because Kevin, this is on you. Keep trotting him on out there. Keep trotting him on out there, even though I think it's a sinking ship. I think it's a sinking ship. No, it's not, Sean. I agree with you. Three and outs is no good. It's a sinking ship with Flacco at quarterback. I'm going to be honest. I'd rather see what Dylan Gabriel and Shador do. For real, for real. It's a sinking ship. The offensive line is, I'm not even going to say mid. I'm going to say the offensive line, like Flacco, is old. 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 And the killing thing about with the offensive line is that none of these guys are going to be here next year, except DeJuan Jones, because you only four of the offensive linemen are not under contract next year. But Tony will probably retire. Who knows where Postic is going to go? Wyatt Teller, who knows what he's going to do? Conklin, he didn't play today. So he doing his usual on the injured list. So who is gonna be who is gonna be who the offensive line is trash. This offense, they need a resuscitation. Don't need a second hand from a rival team, Treasure. Facts. Facts. Like I said, I've seen enough of Flacco. Stefanski and Barry, you're going to have to get it under your own muscle. Develop these young quarterbacks. Get them ready and prepared to play. And let them cook. Let them cook. Because if it don't work out, hey, you'll probably have a high draft pick next year or whatever. But if you look at next year, the quarterbacks next year, who is really standing out for next year? Lenore Sellers got beat yesterday. Nessemeyer from LSU looks decent. Clay Kupnick, Clemson, they got beat again yesterday. Arch Manning, the golden boy, he looks awful. He got booed in Texas yesterday. And Texas ain't even gotten to the SEC point of the schedule yet. The only guy that looks good right now of all the quarterbacks in college is Carson Beck of the U. That's it. That's all. That's all you got. So you better make way with the ones that you got. You got two. You got Dylan Gabriel, you got Shadura Sanders. Get both them young kids ready to play and ready for battle. Because honestly, with Joe Flacco, honestly, you might want to start them against Green Bay, but why not? Iron sharpens iron. Because I'm going to be honest, I've seen enough of Flacco. He can't move. And all teams do now is just put heat on Joe Flacco. And think about it. Baltimore was only rushing with 4. And Flacco was like a statue back there. And Baltimore was only rushing 4. And I mean, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. And the Cleveland Browns keep picking up everybody's retreads. Pick up Flacco. Everybody was what's name. Even though I was cool with it as a guy with experience and everything, but now it's obviously that Flacco's time has passed. And you went up against a team that literally kicked Joe Flacco to the curb 8 years ago. For the guy that they got now, MVP candidate, perennial Pro Bowler, and someday will probably be a Super Bowl winner, Lamar Jackson. You got to take your shot. You got to take a chance. Give the rookies a chance. Let them play. Hell, so far we've seen good returns out of Fannin. We've seen promising returns out of Dylan Sampson. The time Quinshawn Junkins has been out there, promising returns. Aiden Huntington has done a couple of good things. Hey, Mason Graham has played decent. Played well really in the beginning of today's game. Schlesinger has impressed. So it's Dylan Gabriel time. It's Dylan Gabriel and Shador time. Let the young kids cook. Kevin, Jimmy, Andrew. Let the young kids cook. You got them? You ain't going nowhere. Let them cook. You might find lightning in the bottle. Because think about it. The reason why the Browns are where they're at, and why Baltimore is where they're at, and why Buffalo is where they're at, they took a chance on a guy that was questionable. Because Lamar wasn't a sure thing coming out of college, according to people. In that 2018 draft, the top people I wanted was Lamar and it was Sam Darnold and Lamar Jackson. To be honest, was Sam Darnold and Lamar Jackson. Well, actually, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson. Those are the top 3 people that I wanted in the draft as to be a quarterback of the Browns and stuff like that. Luckily, well, the Browns should have listened to me on the 3rd, and they probably should have listened to me on the 1st with Sam Darnold or Lamar. But Baltimore, Ozzie Newsome took a shot, took a chance, lightning in a bottle. Lamar Jackson was the 32nd pick in the draft, last pick of the first round. Baltimore was struggling during the season with Flacco that year in 2018, so they made the pivot to Lamar. Baltimore turned from a mid 5-5 team to a playoff team that year. And even though the Ravens did get beat in the first round of the playoffs against I don't know if it was I think San Diego Chargers back then or whatever, they knew they had hope for the future. And the Ravens ran literally the same kind of pedestrian offense that the Ravens ran the same kind of offense that the Browns ran for Flacco. And the Ravens scrapped up the whole playbook for Lamar Jackson and let the rookie cook. And you mean tell me Stefanski and them can't do the same for Dylan or Shador or both? Come on now. Because we're not going nowhere with Flacco. Not at all. We're not. We're not at all. And Buffalo, the same thing. Josh Allen. Josh Allen wasn't a sure thing. One, he had played at Wyoming, which nobody's seen. You never see Wyoming on TV or nothing like that. And he was in like the Mountain West Conference. And in a couple of games that he did play in, he didn't exactly light up the room at Wyoming. The couple of games I've seen that he played on national TV, he didn't light up the room at Wyoming. But Buffalo took the chance and drafted their guy and crafted everything for their guy. And I remember when I went to an exhibition game, being the Browns ticket holder back in 18, I told G Host, told my man G Host, aka David Cage, we were sitting in the dog pound, third row, section 121. I told him, Josh Allen reminds me of a 6'6" John Elway. And if he can ever get his throwing together, he is going to be a problem in the league. Sean Hall said this is why the Browns franchise as a whole continues to be the lack of stock of poor judgments, mostly from the owners and head coaches. Amen, Sean. You said it right. You said it right. That's tabernacle. That's gospel right there. You said it right. And think of this. Why we as the Cleveland Browns would want the Baltimore Ravens garbage. Joe Flacco, not disrespecting the man or all like that. Why would we want the Baltimore Ravens garbage? Why would we want the Pittsburgh Steelers garbage? Kenny Pickett. Somebody explain that to me. Pickett wasn't good enough to play at Pittsburgh. He played there 2 years and the Steelers said, hey, we got to move on. But yet the Browns pick him up. Then you hear all these reporters talking about Pickett should be the starter and all this and all that. And I'm like, is you serious? Is you serious? And what happened to Pickett was he got injured and the Browns sent him up out of here. Like I said, Kevin Stefanski, you got to let the rookies cook. Because this offense ain't going nowhere fast as long as number 15 is leading them. And like I said, I done seen enough. Because think about it. Cincinnati was pedestrian defense at that. And you only got 16 points. Baltimore's defense, you got 17, but you got that last 7 in garbage time or whatever. But shout out to Dylan Gabriel and Dylan Sampson for Dylan Gabriel throwing his first touchdown pass. Happy birthday to Dylan Sampson and catching his first NFL touchdown pass. Shout out to both of y'all as on my rookie meter and everything, because my rookies are doing some things and stuff like that. But like I said, I've seen enough of Flacco. I want to see Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Cook. Doesn't make me no difference. I'm a Browns fan. Whichever quarterback can cook and lift this team out of the doldrums and lift this offense from being offensive, I am with. If it's Dylan Gabriel, so be it. If it's Shedeur, so be it. But it's time to let the rookies cook. Now, Kevin, you got to do your job and develop and get these rookies prepared to play. You got to. It's your job. And if you're not up for the challenge, they should have got rid of you. They should have got rid of you, period, last year. They should have got rid of you, Kevin. Should have got rid of you. Really, they should have got rid of you last year anyway. You and Barry, to be honest. Even though Barry might get a reprieve this year because of that rookie class of this year. And so far, so good. It's been pretty decent returns as... Hold on, let me get my earphones right. As I'm going to show you right here. Let's see, where is my rookie board at? Where's my rookie board? Okay, there's my rookie board. Mason Graham had a okay game, especially in the first half. He came out ablazing. In the first quarter and first half, he came out ablazing. Schlesinger wasn't one of his landmark games, but he was okay. Okay. Quinshawn Judkins had a pretty decent debut for a rookie that only had one padded practice. 10 carries for 61 yards. Fannin, solid. Fannin is solid. Dylan Sampson caught his first touchdown pass today. Dylan Gabriel threw his first touchdown pass today. Even though it's in garbage time, but hey, it's time for him to get that experience. It's time for him to play. And like I said, it's time for the rookies to cook. Because I've seen enough of Joe Flacco. I have seen definitely enough of Flacco. Totally enough of Flacco. Totally. Looks like a statue back there, and let's be honest, he just don't have it this year. He hasn't connected with nobody deep. Well, he did connect with one pass on Jared Judy for about 28 yards and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, the offense looked a pedestrian. And on this first touchdown, the ball really should have been intercepted by Marlon Humphrey. But he didn't intercept it, and it went off his hands and went into Cedric Tillman's hands for a touchdown. Tillman's second of the year. But really, I don't see it with Flacco. I don't see it. I know I was all for him starting in the beginning, but now 2 games in, I think it's time to make a change. And go with the rookies. See what you got. You never know, you might find lightning in a bottle, Kevin. You might find lightning in a bottle, Andrew Berry. You might find lightning in a bottle, Jimmy Hass. You never know, but you gotta let the rookies cook. Can't go along no more with Baltimore retreads or Pittsburgh retreads. You gotta let the rookies cook. Now, players that played a decent game, Myles Garrett did his usual. What more can be said? He did his usual. What's my guy name? Devin Bush. He's been balling out at linebacker. He played a good game. He should have had an interception in the end zone against the Ravens. He played a hell of a game. Let's see. Any corner not named Newsome and Ward. Woo! Ward didn't see too much Ward and everything. Newsome was okay. But Newsome did have a time with Zay Flowers, I'll say that. But I will say this on the flip side, Browns offensive line had a rough day. Very rough day. Offensive line was offensive. Browns offense was offensive. But on the defensive side, I'm going to say this. Whoever is the slot corner, whether it be slot corners had a bad game today. They got torched. Whew. They got torched. The slot corners had a very bad game. Cameron Mitchell or the other young kid, number 26, they had a rough game today. The safety, Hillman, he had a rough game. He the one that got trucked on that pump block. He had a rough game today. Brown special teams, rough game today. Even though kicker Andrew Smith redeemed himself, he made all 3 of his kicks. So, hey, Andrew Smith, keep the good job. Keep it going. Keep it going. Make that last week a learning experience and keep it going. Bjorquez that got hurt earlier, but he came back out and he played and everything. But like I said, the Browns took it on the chin, 41-17. And you know what's so bad about this loss? Bad about this loss. When I was on the We Bleed Purple podcast on Friday, shout out to Matt Trigger, shout out to Coach Wilcox, aka Daniel Wilcox, who, by the way, I didn't know, and he told me this during the show, he had caught Joe Flacco's first touchdown pass when Flacco was a rookie in Baltimore. Imagine that. And former Cleveland Browns player Joe Gamble. But when they predicted the score, Joe Gamble sided with me with the Browns. And I predicted the Browns. I thought the Browns would have something to play for and be fired up and want to spoil the party. But when they predicted the score, and here it is, Baltimore lands 41 on you. And really, it probably should have been 41-10. Just like they predicted, it makes me feel some kind of way. Makes me feel some kind of way. Our offense was offensive. Our offense and special teams was very offensive because they led to 24 points for the Ravens. They gave the Ravens 24 points. So how in the world can you compete when you give the opposition 24 points? 24 points in a football game. As if Lamar Jackson and company don't need no more help. But like I said, it's all bad and everything. It's all bad for the Browns. And like I said, this franchise, Baltimore picked the right opponent, I guess, to have their celebration, as I see. But hey, next week, the Cleveland Browns will be back at home, and they will be taking on another formidable foe. They will be taking on the Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons and that defense. And if Joe Flacco is starting, I don't expect too much out of the offense next week. I'm just being honest. And you might see the rookies in there earlier than you expect. You might see Dylan Gabriel in that game because I got to suspect that Flacco's leash is going to be short in these upcoming games. His leash is going to be short unless Kevin Stefanski is just obvious on some other stuff that, like I said, the leash is going to be short on Flacco, and it should be short. I want to see the rookies cook. Let me see what Dylan Gabriel can do. Let me see what Shedeur can do. But Kevin, you make sure you do your job and make sure you have these kids ready to play. You make sure you do your job, Kevin, and make sure you have these rookies ready to play. Well, that's about sums it up for the All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns postgame show. This your man Keith Allen. Check me out on Thursdays as the All About Sports 216, the show, will be coming on at 6 p.m. Thursday evening. That's right, 6 p.m. Thursday evening, as I'll talk about the Browns, Guardians, Cavs, whoever, Cleveland State, Ohio State. Also, shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes as they defeated OU 37-9 last night. Like I said in that first half, I said OU was going to give OSU a little work, make it a little more difficult than Grambling did, but OSU gradually pulled away. But shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes. They're now 3-0. And in a couple more weeks, the Cavs will be ready, be opening up training camp. in a couple more weeks as they'll be going down to IMG Academy in Florida. Yeah, Green Bay, yes it is. Green Bay defense is much tougher. Because you ain't going to have them favorable matchups, Sean, in the secondary like you had today. And their pass rush is more brutal. So, I'm going to be honest, Joe Flacco probably is not going to have a long leash of rope. He's not going to have a long leash of rope. Also, shout out to the Cleveland Guardians who handled business and swept the Chicago White Sox. The Guardians are still in contention for a wild card. The division, that's a wrap. But the Guardians do go to Detroit to face the Tigers for 3 this week on Monday. And hopefully the Guardians can take 2 out of 3 from the Motor City Kitties. Go Guardians. See, the Guardians, that's the culture that the Browns need. Like the Guardians. Guardians, no payroll, no problem. Guardians only got 2 dangerous hitters in your lineup, Manzardo and Ramirez, no problem. Pitching staff, they traded Bieber, no problem. But this team still goes out and competes with the kids. In which the rotation, I'm going to be honest, in the future might be nothing to mess with. With Gavin Williams, Tanner Bybee, Circone, the left-hand kid, Logan Allen, and the other left-hand kid. I forgot his name, but dude looked impressive over the week. That rotation will be nothing to mess with. And the relief pitching of Cade Smith, he's finally starting to settle in his closer's role. Because to be honest, I don't know about what's going on with the Class A thing, but it ain't looking good for Emmanuel Clase. Yes. Yes. Start Dylan now. Start him. You ain't got nothing else to lose. Kevin, you ain't got nothing else to lose. If you lose to Green Bay, they expect you to lose. But at least let the rookies cook and let the rookies see what they can do. But like I said, the Guardians, if the Browns had the Guardians culture, because the Guardians don't spend much money, but the Guardians always compete. They always compete every year. They always compete. They don't have no bottom out years. When's the last time the Guardians had a 90-loss season? It's been a while. But the Guardians always compete. Always. And think about it, this Guardians team was really short of getting to the World Series. The Yankees just had a few more hired guns than the Guardians. But the Browns need that kind of culture. And until they get that kind of culture, which I think they need to get rid of Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, because Kevin wants to win on his terms. He doesn't want to roll the dice. He wants to win with his system. He doesn't want to go with taking a chance and tailoring his playbook to his talent and let his talent cook. He wants to do it his way. And right now, Kevin Stefanski's way is not working. It is not working. And like I said, next week against Green Bay, we'll see. Because now, Kevin can't blame nobody else. He done had all the scapegoats from 2020 on up. Deshaun Watson ain't playing. Dorsey's not here. Van Pelt's not here. Stump Mitchell is not here. These are all Kevin's guys. And he got to deal with this. And deal with the criticism and the grief. He has to deal with the criticism and the grief. I got a couple more comments. Up next, Ma, how do you feel about you guys being down in the third and still not replacing Joe Flacco? I think it was ludicrous, to be honest. I actually think it was ludicrous. You knew the game wasn't in doubt no more. Let Dylan cook. Let him play. Let Dylan cook. Let Dylan or Shador, let them cook. Let the rookies cook. Let them get the experience. Because to be honest, if you're trying to wait for 2026 and them quarterbacks aren't looking so good after all, this herald, oh, this quarterback class of 2026 is going to be just outstanding. They're looking pedestrian. And the thing with a lot of these quarterbacks is looking pedestrian. A lot of them ain't even got in conference play. Nessemeyer looked decent. The top two in my board would be Carson Beck of Miami and Nessemeyer of LSU. The rest of them look mid. Look mid. Look mid. Hell, Arch Manning got booed like yesterday against University of Texas San Antonio. He got booed. Yeah, Sean, the Guardians played today. They won. They swept the White Sox. They did what they needed to do to stay in contention for that final wild card spot. Put that heat on Seattle. Arch Manning got booed. And I think Sarkisian probably needs to adjust the playbook for Arch Manning and make him a running quarterback more. Make him run the ball more. Because passing, it's not working. Feel a Browns fan is frustrating. We're frustrated at the team. And I'm not going to even say really the team. Because the defense played well enough to been able to pull out a victory. But when your offense is not helping your defense out, and your special teams is not helping your defense out, what can you do? I mean, really, what can you do? What can you do? Like I said, I've seen enough of Flacco. I've seen enough. I want to see the rookies. I want to see the rookies. But this is your man, Keith Allen. I'm about to get up out of here. Everybody, have a good day. Everybody, have a good day. Be safe. Have a blessed week. Stay out the way. Stay out of other people's business. Be cool. And in life, and I'm going to say this, in life, just because somebody's opinion is different than yours doesn't mean they have to get killed. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, wow. I see now. Go. Yeah, exactly. They're close now, Sean. They are definitely close. They are definitely close. I appreciate the chats. Keep on chatting. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, watching on Instagram, watching on X, watching on YouTube, keep the likes up. Keep the likes up. Share the video. Share the video. But like I said, everybody have a good week. Stay up. Till next Thursday, I will definitely see y'all. The Browns play Green Bay next week. Hopefully, that will be the week the Browns can break their 8-game losing streak, which is the longest currently in the NFL. Imagine that. And Kevin Stefanski is supposed to be this wonder coach. This wonder coach. Bro Evans said Browns technically won the game. What you mean, the old Browns? If you want to say the old Browns, you're right. The old Browns. And just imagine if you're a Ravens fan, how frustrating it is. 2 games, you score 41 points, and yet you're only 1-1. Imagine that. Just imagine that. But hey, we're 0-2, and our defense has played well. But our offense and special teams have become brutally offensive. But hey, this your man Keith Allen. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good day, good evening. Have a blessed Sunday, and have a blessed week. And I will see you on Thursday at 6 p.m. when the All About Sports 216, the show, will be on Thursday as I'll talk about the Guardians, Browns, Cavs, Ohio State, Cleveland State, whatever you like. This your man Keith Allen, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
From the first moment you heard me, you wasn't really feeling the sounds of this nigga Charlie V. But now I'm rolling with these rock stars, whipping in these hot cars. All you motherfuckers loving me. With this iced out neck piece, wrist don't gleam. These hoes wanna be down on my team. But can you please keep your distance? This is on some real shit. Motherfuckers just keep hating me.
Back in the days when a nigga used to flash his bus pass, but now a nigga parks a 550 S-Class, kitted and chromed out, sitting 22 R's. Look at me now, I'm a rap star, always knew that I make it this far. Still the same cat, just more fortune and fame. Charlie Vegas be the alias of sport in this game. Yeah, you heard of me before, don't act like I'm brand new. Smiling face ass niggas over the years I peeped you. Now you give a brother props and support. Nigga, what? Thinking you gon' get my bucks? Yo, I think you best to know. While you at it, take that gold digging section 8.